The hustle is real. Baby. We're going to be discussing three people actually. We're going to be discussing the cases of actually.
Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, welcome back once again to the channel. It's your girl Dumebi Leah. I hope you guys are feeling my hair. Yeah, I need to say, for those of you who don't know, I recently went from being natural after 4 years to texlaxing my hair. That's what y'all call it, right? Texlax. Because I kind of like put texturizer in my hair, but not just texturizing my hair. I actually did jerry curls because my mom used to do jerry curls when she was about my age, and it looked good on her, and I'm like, okay, I need to try this. And I was at that point in my life where I needed something new. So I hope you guys like it. Like, it's really popping. I really love it. I really love it. So yeah, let's get right to what we're talking about. So today is another girl talk video, but we're going to be doing it in form of like makeup and chit chat. We're going to be chatting while I get my makeup done. It's been a while I did one of these girl talk videos, and you guys, there's been a lot of drama on the internet over like the past 1 month, and I was contemplating whether to make a video about them or not, because I don't usually do like gossip on this channel, but I felt like as girls, like there's definitely some things we could learn from these people's scenarios. So we're going to be discussing them, and I'm going to be talking about what I think we could learn from their scenarios as ladies as it comes to relationships and stuff. So like, I need to put it out there, I'm not a relationship expert, I'm not a psychologist, I have no qualifications whatsoever. Whatever I'm stating in this video are my opinion. I stand to be corrected. I actually want it to be a discussion, so if you have any contrary opinion, please state it in the comment section respectfully, please. We don't want any arguments or any case of blocking. And you guys, if you want to add anything on like your own personal opinion or whatever, please feel free. Let's have a discussion in the comment section about what we're going to be talking about today. You guys, without further ado, let's just get right into today's video. To start off the makeup, I'll be moisturizing my face with Cetaphil and then priming my face using the Rimmel London Stay Matte Primer. So you guys, I have three couples that I want to discuss in this video, and I've already written down what I want to say. Like, it's good to gather your thoughts so that I won't be all over the place. So the first couple that I'll be discussing is Derrick Jaxn, the famous or the infamous Derrick Jackson, and his wife Derrick Jackson. And then the second couple will be Quavo and Saweetie, and then the third couple will be Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Okay, because I mean, I feel like anybody who knows what's going on in pop culture or keeps up with the news or who is on social media must have heard about these three couples and the recent drama with them, you guys. So we're going to be starting with Derrick Jaxn and his wife Derrick Jackson. Now, a lot of people do not know who Derrick Jaxn is. They didn't know who he is or who he was until this scandal. It was a big scandal. It was very embarrassing. And yeah, I actually knew Derrick Jaxn long before this whole thing. Like, I'm one of those people that like to, you know, do research. I've become a YouTube head, you guys. I'm always watching YouTube videos, and when it comes to relationships and psychology of men or women and how they operate as regards to love and commitments and stuff, I like to watch videos based on stuff like that. So I think that was what led me to finding Derrick Jaxn amongst many other relationship gurus. Is that what they call themselves? You know, people like that. So yeah, I watch a lot of them, and Derrick Jaxn happens to be one of the people that I watch. I'll be using the Juvia's Place foundation. For those of you who do not know, it came out recently that Derrick Jaxn had been having affairs while married. Like, he was cheating on his wife. Now, we're not talking about, okay, it happened once or whatever. They've been married for a while. Like, I think they were high school sweethearts or so. I may not give you like you guys the clear backstory, but I'll give you guys an overview. So they've known each other for so many years, like dating and all that. They were high school sweethearts, and they got married, and I think they have 2 kids. And then he built his platform, like what he talks about on his YouTube channel. He has over 1 million subscribers on his YouTube, by the way. So a lot of people actually stan him. Like, usually, I'm not even going to discredit the advice he gives on his YouTube channel. Like, when you watch it, it definitely helps, especially if you're a lady, you know, dealing with a man or going through whatever, maybe issues in your relationships or whatever. I'm not going to discredit the usefulness of the kind of advice he gives, but I think it was the betrayal of it all. And a lot of women used to love to watch his videos. You know, his videos have actually helped me sometimes to feel better about myself and to basically like make some decisions. But everybody knows that it's easier to say something than to do something. Like they will say, do what I say but don't do what I do. So the fact that he was caught cheating does not mean that he does not invalidate the advice that he was given on his channel. I need to state that. So it came out, I think some of his mistresses came out to expose him, talk about how he was cheating. And then we're not talking about one person, we're not talking about two people. So obviously he was a serial cheater in his marriage. Women that came to him basically for relationship advice or whatever, he just ended up telling them that he was separated from his wife. They were trying to work on a divorce and whatever, giving them the impression that he was no longer with his wife. I think the worst part is that he actually brought some of these women into his matrimonial home. I think that's the height of disrespect. It's bad enough that you're cheating, number one. Then it's bad enough that you're cheating with multiple people, number two. Then number three, is bad enough that you're bringing them into your house, your home, your matrimonial home, sleeping with them on the same bed that you're sharing with your wife. I think like that is the height of disrespect. I feel like he has no love for his wife. I feel like he has no respect for her. You guys, I feel like there is no way you can justify cheating in a committed relationship. But I mean, it's one thing to cheat with one person, it's another thing to cheat with multiple women. And I feel the height of disrespect is when you bring this cheating into your home. Like, come on, you bring the woman into your matrimonial home and do whatever you're doing on your matrimonial bed. Like, that's the height of disrespect. I feel like at that point you have no respect for her, you have no love for her, you do not care how she feels if she finds out. Because for you to bring her to the home where both of you have built a life together, like, I feel like, oh, the relationship is dead. That's just what I feel. It can be redeemed, of course, but I feel like that's just the height of it. So now, what can we actually learn from this situation? I'm going to be going in with the Laura Mercier setting powder right now. First thing that I'd like to say is, when a woman is being cheated on, it's not her fault. If you've been cheated on before, the first thing that I want you to believe is it is not your fault, because somehow you tend to always ask yourself, oh, what did I do wrong? Was I not enough for him? Did I not make him happy? This, that. You fault yourself. And sometimes, depending on the kind of man you're even with, if it's one that is narcissistic or does not even care how you feel or does not even love you, he will try to make you believe that it was your fault. Now, I'm not saying that there's nothing you could have done that might have triggered him to do that. No, a lot of times we're not 100% innocent, although the decision to cheat was 100% his decision. We have to state that. But it does not mean that there are not some things that you could have done that might have pushed him into the arms of another woman. For instance, maybe like if you let yourself go, you stop taking care of yourself, you stopped bothering to look good, maybe you were not satisfying him anymore in the other room, like sexually or whatever, you were just not bothering to even care, or you nag too much. So there are definitely some things that can bring out that tendency in a man, but the point still remains that the decision to cheat was 100% his decision. So the truth is, you can look good, you can look sexy, you can go to the gym, you can lose weight, you can do everything to keep a man, but a man that doesn't want to stay and a man that doesn't want to remain faithful to you will not. But that definitely does not absorb women from doing their best to make sure that they have a healthy relationship with their man. The second thing about cheating is deciding how to move forward. Like, what do you want to do after cheated on? I think from my experience, you begin to ask yourself, like, okay, do I save this relationship or do I walk away? Is he going to do it again? I feel like once that trust is broken, I don't think you can ever get to that point where you trust that person 100% again. I don't know if you guys think that's possible. Please let me know in the comment section. But I feel like you may choose to believe that person is not going to hurt you again, but somewhere at the back of your mind, especially when maybe that person does just one little thing, you begin to like overanalyze and begin to worry and get scared that that person is probably doing it again. I mean, if they can do it once, what stops them from doing it twice? Now, I'm not saying that people don't completely repent from cheating. Of course, people can cheat once and then genuinely repent, maybe because they love the person and they realize they don't want to keep hurting that person like that, or they just decide to turn a new leaf and do something better with themselves than cheating. So I feel like you can never really say. Now, deciding to stay after being cheated on is really a personal decision, and each case is different. For instance, I feel like the circumstances surrounding the cheating can also help you determine if you want to stay, if you guys want to work it out or not. Is the person remorseful? Are they remorseful? Do they really want to make it up to you? Do they really want to change? Are they cutting all ties with the people they've cheated on you with? Was it a multiple affair? Was it an affair, or was it, multiple one night stands? Like, it depends on the situation. I think when you analyze what situation it was, it will help you reach your decision. It will help you reach your decision and know what you want to do going forward. The way you choose to move forward sincerely is not something that you can know by watching a YouTube video or listening to advice. Is left for you, because I feel like you can forgive, but I don't think you ever really forget, because it is a betrayal. It's something that probably really hurts you deep down. You can choose to forgive, you can choose to remain in the relationship for one reason or the other. Maybe you still love the person, or your life is basically built around this person, which I think is codependency, which may not really be healthy. Or maybe you could stay because of kids, or whatever reason you're choosing to stay. It's really left to you. But do I believe people change from cheating? Yes, I do. And do I also believe once a cheater, always a cheater? Yes, I do. I think that those are very two contradicting beliefs, but yeah, I feel like it depends on their reason for cheating. I think that's what is going to determine. Depends on their reason for cheating, and it depends on their willingness to move forward, because the person can apologize and everything, but if they don't decide within themselves that they are not going to do it again, believe me, you're wasting your time. And I feel like you can't force people to do what they don't want to do. You may choose to work it out with this person, but the question is that person choosing to work it out with you? Is that person making that decision within themselves that, okay, I'm not going to do this thing again, because I really realize that I love this person and I do not want to hurt them like that anymore, and I want to turn a new leaf? If they don't make that decision within themselves, believe me, it's not a decision you can make for them. So choosing to stay or not really depends on you. But if you're choosing to stay, always bear in mind that, I'm not going to lie to you, that it could happen again. It could, and also it could not. I think it's a 50-50, and if that's a chance you're willing to take, you should go right ahead. And it also is different when it's a relationship than when it's a marriage. It's very different, because when it's a relationship, it's easy to just up and leave, but when it's a marriage, the commitment is deeper, and it's not just easy to just leave. Yeah, so I have nothing to say. I'm not going to tell you to stay or not to stay. It's really your decision, but just analyze it and make sure that whatever decision you take, you are okay with it at the end of the day. I don't think you should stay because people say you should stay, or leave because people say you should leave. Let it be your own decision, so that whatever the outcome, you'll be glad that you listen to your heart. Do you understand? If it happens again, you'll be like, okay, well, I'm happy that I still gave them another chance, even if they fucked up, but I'm happy that I did. Like, now I know that, okay, this person really doesn't deserve me. And if they don't cheat anymore, you'll be happy that, yeah, I'm happy I took that decision. So just make your decision based on the fact that anything can happen going forward, and that you'd be proud of the decision you made, and you can live with your decision. You guys, I have two eyeshadow palettes here. I have the Morphe and the Warrior 2. I think I'm going to be creating a colorful look. So this is the Morphe 35B, so you guys can see how colorful this one is right here. And this one is a Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. So these are where my neutrals are, so most of my transition colors will very likely come from here. So now, you guys, one thing that I want to tell you is, I feel like I need to say this for someone out there. You see, when they tell you, oh, you want to leave a man because he cheats, all men cheat, if you leave this one for the other one, how sure are you that the second one you're going to meet is not going to cheat? Now, one thing I want you guys to know is, don't stay in a relationship because of the fear that, oh, the next one might not be good. if you do that, you're going to be denying yourself of the chance of meeting someone that could even be better than anybody you've ever been with before. Yeah, I'm stating that. The fact that they tell you, oh, you want to leave him because he cheats, but you want to leave him because he cheated, and every other person, every man cheats. I just want you guys to delete that thing from your psychology. Like, not all men cheat. Not all men cheat. Yes, a lot of them may cheat. All men, like my sister once told me, that all men have a wandering eye, but not all men act on this wandering eye. Meaning, not all men go ahead to act on that their eyes that are using to just look at different pom-poms and whatever. Like, not all men cheat. All men have a wandering eye, but not all men will cheat. So don't stay in a relationship because if I leave him because he cheated, I mean, all men cheat. What's the tendency that the next one is not going to cheat? That's the wrongest reason to stay. I just need to put that out there. Videos that I watched on the Derrick Jackson situation really said, they kind of said that Derrick Jackson has like narcissistic tendencies, like that he's a narcissist. You know, narcissistic men are very confident in themselves. They make you feel like you're lucky to have them. They kind of break down your self-esteem. They kind of act like they are the prize and like you're all in all. And it makes the woman maybe 100% dependent on themselves, and a woman that has low self-esteem has a higher tendency to fall for a narcissistic man, to be manipulated and stuff like that. And if you look at Dania, I really think she is vulnerable, and that vulnerability has kind of like made her an easy prey for this man that people say is a narcissistic person. And I kind of say that I sort of agree because of the way he speaks. Even if I didn't suspect that he was narcissistic before, just by watching that video and the way he came off in that video, I kind of agree that he probably has narcissistic tendencies. I think I should do this shade, guys. Kind of like I'm matching it with my outfit actually. So I feel like that woman has been broken. That woman probably feels like she's lucky to have him. She adores him. Like, people went further to even check like her post on Instagram, what she says about him, what she writes. She goes to the extent of trying to study the women that her husband likes and the people that he, you know, probably cheats on her with, and tries to mimic them and stuff like that. So you can imagine the height of self-esteem where you feel like you have to be like someone else to get the attention of your man. Like, I feel like if the man doesn't love you for who you are, you try to be someone else, you can never be as authentic as that real person, the person that you're trying to mimic. So in the end, you're still going to lose. She said I think she had like childhood issues with her father, being accepted by her father and everything. Really, you guys, when they talk about daddy issues really do exist, and it affects the kind of man that you end up choosing, and it affects the way you allow yourself to be treated by this man. So I feel like she has been broken by the narcissism. You know, he's of course doing very well financially, so he probably takes care of her, provides and stuff. I don't know if he takes care of her like take care of her, but I mean like he probably provides and everything. And she probably feels like she cannot live without him, she cannot survive on her own. And that may not necessarily be just because of the kind of person she is. It might also be because of the kind of person he is. You know, where he has ingrained it in her mind that you can't do better than me, nobody's going to want you, nobody's going to take care of you the way that I do, you cannot live without me, you're nothing without me. Believe me, there are people that abuse their partners in relationships this way. And I feel like if you're this vulnerable and if you have gotten to this point in your relationship, it is not healthy. We need to identify when a relationship has become toxic, and I think it takes the grace of God, not even just the grace of God, it takes bravery to be able to break out from this particular cycle if one finds themselves in this kind of situation. And another thing that I noticed, another point that I want to raise about the Derrick Jaxn situation is the fact that, so I'm going to take this shade. Another thing that actually made me very uncomfortable about the Derrick Jaxn situation is that, is the fact that a lot of people use Christianity as a reason to stay in toxic situations. I know this one might really hit some people and they will not like what I'm about to say, but being a Christian does not mean you should not have common sense, okay? Now I realize that common sense is not as common as we would have loved it to be, because if common sense was common, a lot of people would have it. So I'm just saying that Being a Christian does not mean that you should not be able to know what is best for you and identify a situation that is toxic. If you watch the way Denia speaks, even when, apart from the video she did with her husband Derrick Jackson, the way she spoke on her Instagram page after the interview, talking about how people saw a bonnet but she saw a helmet of salvation, and how people are coming for her marriage. She actually believes that people that were commenting and criticizing her husband's actions were actually attacking her marriage. No, baby girl, that's not what was happening. Like, I feel the fact that you're a Christian does not mean that you should not be able to use your common sense or identify what the actual problem is. The problem is not the people that feel you're in a bad relationship and need to do something about it. The actual problem is that you have a husband that is a serial cheater, that is, people say he's a con artist because, he was basically doing what he was preaching against in his videos. But, he's a serial cheater, he's deceptive, he's a liar, and he's narcissistic. So the people that are stating this are not the problem in your marriage. They're not the people that are causing the problems or causing an attack in your marriage. They are stating what is real, and your husband is a public figure, so definitely people are going to talk about your marriage. So don't be talking about using Christianity as a shield. The devil came for your marriages, and that, yes, the devil does what the devil would do. The devil wants to steal, kill, and destroy. We know that, we're Christians, but believe me, human beings have willpower. Like, if you choose to allow the devil to steal, kill, and destroy using through you should be ready to own it. And it's very easy for everybody to blame the devil, but we knew what we were doing and what we were getting into. So I feel like using Christianity as an excuse to stay in a toxic relationship is something a lot of people do, especially as black people, especially in Africa. I'm a Nigerian, and I know how religious my people can be, and sometimes when you're actually supposed to analyze your situation with a clear mind and make a decision that is best for you, they will tell you to pray harder or to stay and God will make a change, and then you may be there till the point maybe your life is threatened, and it may even end up as a tragedy eventually. I know you guys know what I mean. What if you lose your life in the situation? What if it could go really, really wrong, and then you stayed because of Christianity or because of what people would say? I feel like in the long run it's not worth it. So that is another thing I took from their story, like using Christianity as a shield, using Christianity as an excuse, using Christianity as a cover-up, when you could just use your common sense and know that, okay, this is bad, I need to tackle it, knowing what you should do. So if you find yourself in a situation like that, please get therapy, look for a solution, because believe me, I feel like when you're in a toxic situation like that, it not only affects you mentally, it eventually becomes physical. By physical, I mean, I'm not saying the person could get physical with you, I mean like whatever affects the mind affects you outwardly. You won't be able to function or whatever. So please do get help. If you want to get counseling, do that. If you want to pray, please by all means pray, but recognize the kind of action you need to take at a certain point in time. There are some things that when it gets to a certain stage, you just know that, okay, I've done enough praying, I need to take action. That's just all I'm saying. So let Christianity not be an escape or the answer to everything. There are some times where you need to act and just leave Christianity out of it. That's all I'm saying, guys. So you guys, while editing, I realized that this video is actually going to be insanely long, so I'm going to end this video here, but there's going to be a part 2 that's going to drop next week Tuesday, where I'm going to be discussing the Saweetie and Quavo situation and also the Meghan and Harry situation. So be sure to check back, turn on your notifications so that you don't miss it when it drops. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, drop your comment, what do you guys think about what we discussed in this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, please share as well, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye guys.